Hey guys, I am back again. We're gonna make this kit tonight. So let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the sign over, and I'm gonna take my Dap Rapid Fuse glue, and we're gonna attach some cable tie mounts to the sign itself. All right, so I'm just attaching these cable tie mounts. If you're not sure what those are, they're actually used for electrical work. They have holes in them. And I just put a spot of glue on our sign. And we're just pressing those right into that glue, kind of giving it a little pressure. And now we'll let that set up for a little bit. Oh, you know what? All right, let's cut some mesh. So you're going to get two 10-inch mesh with this wreath kit. And we're going to start off with the navy blue and silver and the silver mesh. We're going to cut both of them at the same time. So this is called a foil mesh. This is a laser foil. This is just called foil. I'm going to stack them up here. And we need 10 15-inch pieces to start out with. Let me get this to weigh them down a little bit. So we need 10 15-inch pieces. So there's 1, 2, and we need 10 of each color. So looks like it's time to change my blade. There's 2. Of each color in 15-inch cuts. Then we're also going to need 8 25-inch pieces. One more. So 8 25-inch pieces as the second cut. All right, so we cut the first ones. We did 15-inch cuts, and we did a total of 10 of each color. So first I need my wreath frame. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so this is a 15-inch tinsel frame. Has the tinsel ties already attached to them, and it comes in the silver. And I know we were only able to put a few of these wreath kits together, but they are available on the website right now. I'm going to take one of the 15-inch curls and see how it just kind of naturally curls up like that. Well, we're going to curl it towards its natural curl, and we're going to do that to both colors. So we're going to take 2 curls, one of each color. On the cut side, I try to put the cut edge down, so away from me. I'm going to crisscross these and stick them in my first tinsel tie here. So we're doing 2 curls and 1 twist tie. We're going to repeat that all the way around the bottom. And my curls are about the size of between $1.25 and $1/2. So they're not super tight curls. And there's my second one. Kind of give them a little crisscross. Of course, they have a mind of their own. And we're going to stick them right in that twist tie. Repeat, repeat. All right. All right, so we did the 2 curls on the bottom, but on the top row, we're going to take our next ones and we're going to do a ruffle. So on this one, I'm just going to curl up the edge a couple of turns, curl up the opposite edge a couple of turns, and then we're just going to ruffle them together. Now this is a little more challenging to do without a clip. So I'm going to grab my clip behind the camera here, hopefully without knocking over the camera. Oh. Or knocking over any light. And with the curl side up, we're going to place that in a twist tie on the top row. So this one is just a single color. It's the navy blue. And we're going to do that little ruffle here. We're going to alternate the colors. Let me get him set over to the side. So the next ruffle will be the silver. Absolutely, Paula. Hey, Jeannie. All right, so I'm going to clip this one. This clip is not one to reckon with, let me tell you. Curl it in a couple of times on this end. Thanks, Charlotte. And then we'll walk it down the center. And go right next to the first one. Put it in vertically. And we're just going to alternate the navy blue and silver all the way around the top. So the top curls are 25 inches. The bottom were 15 inches. So we did 2 15-inch curls on the bottom and 1 25-inch on the top. Now, one thing with this method is that you might get some gaps here, but don't worry. Number one, if your twist tie is a little loose, I like to take the tinsel tie and like wrap it around, but not until, wrap it around the frame, but not until I've actually added the ribbon. So the ribbon's going to fill it out a little bit more in between here so that you can't see the frame when we're done. All right. So let's get out some ribbon. Let's set these 2 things aside. And the ribbon that comes in this kit are these 3. It is a gray with the silver frosted snowflakes, the silver streak, and the navy blue and white frosted. They're so pretty. So pretty. So we're going to do... We're actually going to use Oh, it's right here, silly. So we're gonna do 5 of the navy blue. We're gonna do 5 14-inch strips. Hang on a second, y'all. Let me put that on there so it doesn't get all wound up. Of course, my... So we did 5 in the navy blue. We're going to do 5 in the gray. But it kind of looks like silver. So we're going to do 5 more in this color. You get all 3 rolls of ribbon in this wreath kit, y'all. And you will have ribbon left over, and you'll have mesh left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did not love. Now this silver, we're going to do 10 of. So we've got 5 of the gray, 5 of the navy blue, and 10 of the silver. So now we're going to add some ribbon tails. After I clean up a little bit of mess here. Something fell. Oh, it was a ribbon. I kind of probably will need that. So now we're going to alternate the blue, the navy, and the gray with a silver. Find our center point. Give it a pinch. And we're going to put that in the outside row. So we're going to add the ribbon tails. And then once I've added the ribbon tails, if my tinsel tie is still kind of loose, I just take it and secure it to the bar or the frame right above it. And you'll notice that the ruffles sit right on top of that. So we're going to alternate that with the gray. And go into, okay, give it up, the next one. Of that. So now we've already added our cable tie mounts and pipe cleaners to our sign. So we're going to attach our sign. Now this one you can attach different ways. You have to think ahead because there's so many options here. Where, if you're going to add a bow, where are you going to put it? If you're going to add 3 bows, where are you going to put it? It's totally up to you with this wreath kit. I tend to like to do something like this and put a pretty bow up here, or we could do here and put a nice flowy bow here and some more tails up here. So it's really where you want to go with the vision of this wreath kit. I really think I'm going to do something different. Like I said, I often go side like a cattywampus, but I think I'm going to go straight in the middle with this one. And we're going to add a flowy bow down at the bottom. Okay, guys, look at the colors together. I love these colors. What do y'all think so far? 'Tis the season It's hard to see, but this is kind of got a glitter background to it. It's supposed to be like a silver, you know, speckled, and then it's got snowflakes, frosted snowflakes in there along with the navy blue. But now I'm gonna add a bow that we're gonna put right down here. Y'all, I'm supposed to be recording this as a tutorial. All right, so for this, I'm gonna use my Easy Bow Maker, and I'm gonna make about 15-inch tails. And to start with, we're gonna add a tail, and I'm gonna make about a 6-inch loop. So I'm gonna go over here to the 6-inch mark, give it a good twist here. And same over here, go to the 6-inch mark, give it a good twist. And we're off to our first loops of the bow. So we're going to do 2 6-inch loops, one on each side, and then polish it off with another 15-inch tail. I'm going to go next with my navy blue, and we're going to come in and bring that tail up about 1 inch. Give it a good twist right there. And this time we're going to go about 5 inches. See how the silver gray is sticking out underneath? So we're going to go just a little bit shorter on this one. Give it a good twist. And this time I'm going to give it 3 loops on each side. So this is about a 5-inch loop, a little bit shorter than the loop before. And one of the key tricks is giving it that good twist in the center. So you want to make sure you give it a good tight twist before you do your next loop. Twist, loop. And then on the final one, it doesn't get a twist. It's going to lay down the same direction, and bring it out and cut that off. And I like to layer my tails so one is a little bit longer. So when we get done, you can see the tail underneath, and I'll trim those up here in just a few minutes as soon as we get this bow made here. And we're going to polish this off with our silver. Now, I know sometimes people are like, why did you put the 2 snowflakes on top of each other? Because when they lay out, they're going to layer so that your ribbons, you will see them underneath each other. Now, the silver ribbon is going in just a little bit shorter than the ribbon before. Again. And then my final for the silver is I'm going to do about a 1-inch loop in the center. Let me zoom in on that. So I'm just doing a smaller loop in the center. And yes, both tails are going to be on the same side for right now, but that's okay. We're going to fix that here in the end. Now I'm going to take either a zip tie, pipe cleaner, whatever your preference is. And actually for this one, I'm going to do a zip tie, but I'm going to add a pipe cleaner before I close up my zip tie completely. So let me get the zip tie underneath here. When my bows are a little bit thicker and I think that I'm going to have a problem getting them good and tight, I'll use a zip tie. And before I tighten that down completely, I'm going to flip that over and slip in that pipe cleaner. Now I'll tighten that zip tie down. I'm going to scoot that around to the back. And get that as tight as possible. All right. And now that little 1-inch loop in the center is going to cover up that zip tie. So we'll get all straightened out here. Get our tails in order. I don't always do it. It just depends on the bow and how I want the finished product to look and how full the bow is. So if I have the bow tight enough, I can pull and twist and turn, and all of this will stay in place. My loops should not be loose. So right now I want you to notice that the gray is between the navy blue. So that's why I can stack the two on top of each other, because that will show both through. So, and then of course my silver, I'll still be able to see the beautiful ribbon behind it because it's the shorter loops even yet. So we're going to do the other side. Give it a good tug twist. And I usually start from the bottom and work my way up. So even though the tails were both on the right side of our post on our Easy Bow Maker, we can easily manipulate them to be in the center once we have it off. And then with the tails, I'll kind of judge those once I get it on the wreath itself, how I want to trim them up. So let's get this attached. Let's bring our wreath back. Let's zoom out here. Right, Deborah. Another thing is when you add a bow, you don't want to add it inside of a twist tie, because you want to go in between the twist ties, because that'll sink it down into the mesh. So you want it to kind of float on top of the mesh and not put it right over a twist tie. There we go. Get it going through the mesh. And also another trick too, if you're new at doing this, is that you don't want to push the mesh out of your way to get the pipe cleaner or floral wire or whatever you're using to attach your bow. You want to go down through the mesh. Don't push it out. Don't separate the mesh out of your way. We'll get all the tails kind of lined up here. Look how pretty. And I am going to dovetail these. Y'all, my good scissors are at the shop. So guess what? Dollar Tree scissors work really well too. Just don't expect them to last 4 years like my good scissors. So see how I've kind of layered it so that you can see the other ribbon underneath it? It's kind of peeking there. And then this one, of course, is, since we went with the elaborate bow down here, I feel like it needs a little more up here, right? So this is where I'm going to use a couple of cheater bows. I'm going to take a piece of our gray at 20, let's do 25 inches. And then I'm going to take a piece. Actually, we need 2 of those. 2 at 25. We're going to take 2 at 23. So we're going to go down 2 inches. And we're going to take our silver and go down another 2 inches down to 21. I am going to dovetail all of these. All right, so my cheater bow is very simple. We start out with 3 different lengths of ribbon. We've got the 27, no, 25, 23, and 21. So they're all a little bit shorter than each other. So we're going to take the longest one. We're going to make a little breast cancer awareness ribbon. Kind of, sort of. Kind of pinch it in the middle. Face, pretty side facing us. So we're going to make a little bow, right? A little breast cancer awareness. And where do I want this one to go? I think I have to see where I want to place these. Yeah, I think right here is going to be great. So I'm just going to stick it in there, and I'm not going to tie it down really tight because we're now going to take that navy blue and do the same thing. Find about the halfway point, pinch it. Pretty side facing up. And we're going to turn it the opposite direction. Untie our twist tie and put it in there. Yeah, to me, it's not a funky bow. Julie Samatko has the funky bow. And then on our shortest one. So we went from the longest to the shortest one. Untie. One more time. And we're going to repeat that over here. Have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm so happy to be back.